I'm so pleased to see all of you. This is a tremendous occasion for our community, and to have all of you here is so important to all of us. We have all sorts of special guests tonight. We have family and friends of the Glucks. We have special friends from near and far, and in the case of our friends from Israel, very far. Thank you and welcome. Our Temple Beth-El community is here in force tonight. So many current members, as well as so many of you have been a part of our community for so long. And sometimes we haven't seen you, so we're delighted that you're here tonight. Thank you, and I'm delighted to welcome you as well. At this moment, it would be my pleasure to ask you to stand and welcome our special guests of honor, Rabbi Gluck and Sarah Gluck, and I'd like to ask them to come to the front of the room to join me for the motzi.
I never tried to do the motzi to that melody. And I'm not going to try now. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. So great to see all of you. We want to talk to every one of you, a whole bunch. So if we haven't talked to you yet, come up to us, please. Thank you all for being here. Enjoy.
Now the big finish, grab hands, let's go, big finish, go, 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 go. That's the final zip. Mazel tov, you've now earned dinner, you're invited.
So our Gala committee has been chaired by Elaine Weitz, who is a strong, kind, and inclusive leader. All the best qualities. Elaine has managed a million details and faced all sorts of challenges with grace and a smile. She will tell you that she had an amazing team, and she did, but they needed their fearless and unstoppable leader. Elaine, we are so grateful to you. Here's a small token of our appreciation. As well, they worked so hard for so many months to make tonight the complete success it is. There is no detail, small or large, that escape their attention. So let me read their names, and then you can join me in a round of applause. As I mentioned, led by Elaine Weitz, the committee chair, the committee members include Dana Shapiro, Jody Smith, Marsha Malberg, Karen and Rich Kaplan, Melissa Pyle, Gary Bloom, Robin Osmond, and of course, Amy Rubin. Please join me in a round of applause. Well, we've already had one dance before this evening gets off to the rollicking. Temple Beth-El, we are extremely fortunate to have some really talented members in our community. Some sing in our choir, some lead book discussions or worship services, some chair committees, but tonight what's really important to us is some of our TBE members are really funny. So lucky for us tonight, TBE's own funny men, Jay Lavroff and Steve Landau, will be acting as our masters of ceremony. I can guarantee that you will laugh. So without further ado, we gotta get off the mic. Please join me in welcoming Jay and Steve, tonight's masters of ceremony. Thank you.
We have some housekeeping to take care of. Yes, that's right. Throughout the course of the evening, you'll hear some announcements introducing speakers, telling you when the next course of the meal is being served, etc., etc.
Jay and I ask that you disregard the time references during these announcements.
For example, when we announce that the serving of dinner, we may tell you, dinner will be served at 7 p.m.
This may confuse you because at the time of that announcement, 7 p.m. will have already passed.
Why are we doing this, you may ask?
You may have noticed that Rabbi and Sarah arrived to their entrance right on schedule this evening.
That they did. At 7:05 p.m., Rabbi and Sarah walked right into this room right on time.
Truth be told, Rabbi and Sarah were told that their entrance would be at 6:05.
Considering the Rabbi Arnie time factor, known affectionately as Arnie time, we inserted a 60-minute buffer.
After 33 years, we finally discovered the formula.
And we'll spare you the detailed mathematical calculations since they're extremely complicated and, frankly, rather boring.
Super water-cooled computers were used in the process.
Really?
Water-cooled computers?
That's right, Jay. That is high-tech,
That's
Steve.
right, Jay. Very high-tech.
And I suppose the rotation of the Earth and centrifugal force from the planet Venus also had something to do with the calculations.
Jay, it was Mars, not Venus.
I beg to differ, Steve. It was Venus.
I wrote this. It was Mars.
Be a culpa, partner.
Accepted, my friend. Enjoy your first course.
Pate avant, bon appetit.
Erev Tov, good evening, everybody. If you look on the screens, Arnie and I first met in the 1970s at the University of Albany. Over the years, I've traveled many paths of life with my dear and closest friend. We have stood together in great joys and celebrations. We have shed tears as we mourn with one another the death of beloved family members. Most of all, we've laughed and we have said l'chaim at personal and rabbinic gatherings. Some wonderful pictures up there. We all know how passionate Arnie is about learning about his wisdom and sharing his wisdom. Arnie defines the term lifelong learner. However, tonight, I'm going to test Arnie's knowledge. Arnie? What is this? You may ask, why am I giving Arnie a windshield wiper as my retirement gift? I could have given a new golf club, a set of Talmud, or a trip to Niagara Falls. But a windshield wiper? I'll assume that most of you don't know the history of the windshield wiper, and I'll ask you to look up Mary Anderson and learn about this early inventor, who was a woman ahead of her time, like so many other women gathered in this room. Important voices, but because she was a woman, they wouldn't accept her patent for the windshield wiper by the first 3 automakers. So, what does a windshield do having to honor Rabbi Gluck? First, a windshield wiper is an essential tool for any driver. It allows us to see clearly and ahead when our windshield of life gets blurry. I need not share with you throughout Arnie's rabbinate, he has guided you and helped you see the path ahead as the arms of your windshield blade move back and forth, sometimes slowly, sometimes vigorously, and at a rapid pace. How many times could you not see out of your own window of life the times when you were in emotional fog and sought clarity, maybe with a personal issue, a difficult family dynamic, an ethical issue, or what does Judaism say about that needed Arnie's thoughtful wisdom and clarity? I tend to think of a windshield wiper as a giant-sized pastoral Kleenex. How often did Arnie sit with you in the hospital room when you or a family member received a serious diagnosis? At the funeral home while planning a service for a loved one? How often did Arnie cry with you as you called out of pain from your neshama, from your soul? And how many times did you beam with Arnie as his infectious smile flowed at a symphony? Each of these situations, Arnie was your rabbinic windshield wiper, always finding the right cadence of the wiper in guiding your clarity of vision. I can assure you that Arnie did not learn these skills at HUC. As characteristics of Karen I've learned over the years are embedded in one's family of origin. I was blessed to know Arnie's parents, Eileen and Stan of blessed memory, along with his brother, Rabbi Bob Gluck, who's with us this evening. I can honestly say, as well as so many others in the room, that Eileen and Stan were one of a kind. Each of them having their own unique characteristics, idiosyncratic behaviors, and fun quirks that have been clearly passed down to Arnie. I intentionally chose Mary Anderson, the inventor of the windshield wiper, as she reminds me in so many ways of Eileen Gluck, a woman who was ahead of her time, like so many women in this room, who were inspired to make a difference in the world around us. Eileen understood what was going on in the New York City school system in the 60s during turbulent times. And Stan and Eileen both were passionate for making a difference in this world, exemplifying the living values of Tikkun Olam. Arnie and Bob really had no choice but to become rabbis, the sons of Eileen and Stan, as they too would continue in this legacy. Over the years in their sacred work in the rabbinate, they both fulfilled the fifth commandment of Kaved et Avicha v'et Imecha, to honor father and mother. All of us who are close to Arnie know that he could not be the rabbi he was without a supportive family. I've known Sarah since she met Arnie in 1976 at Hebrew University. 2 years ago, we gathered as we honored Sarah for her excellence as an educator, a love of Judaism, and her loving commitment to Temple Beth-El. Sarah's known nationally and recognized for so many of her excellent attributes and skills, as an insightful and outstanding editor. I can attribute to that firsthand. As a first-class educator, for her passion for the Hebrew language, and of course, a loving daughter, mother, mother-in-law, grandmother, and dear friend to so many. However, one of Sarah's greatest attributes is her unconditional love and support for Arnie through thick and thin, even in moments of well-earned exasperation and frustration. Her respect, her encouragement, and her sacred partnership is always pulsating as she dwells from her heart and soul with her Bashir, her partner in life, Arnie. Sarah, thank you for sharing Arnie with all of us over these years. I would be remiss if I did not mention Arnie and Sarah's family, who you've met over the years at Beth-El. I know that Elisheva and Shira fell with me, along with other colleagues and friends, and other family members of this chapter of Arnie's rabbinate comes to a close. So Arnie, we await the next chapter of your life. May it continue to be filled with health and blessings. And let us say,
speakers who have honored Arnie during the course of this year have been rabbis. I am not a rabbi. I am a member of this wonderful Temple Beth-El community. I'm a past president and a close friend of tonight's guest of honor. It's really my pleasure to share a few words with you all as we are gathered here to recognize Arnie, our beloved spiritual leader and teacher for the past 33 years. So a while back, I was reading a blog post by Rabbi Eric Yaffe, who's past president of the Union for Reform Judaism. And in his post, he reflected on the 5 qualities that characterize the best rabbis, the ones who shape people's lives. As I was reading these words, my mind was blown. I was sitting there, I was thinking to myself, wait a minute, he's writing about my rabbi. Arnie, put your drink down, I want you to listen to this. You may need a drink, we'll find out. I want you to hear how I heard Rabbi Yaffe describing you. First, he said that the best rabbis are optimists, that they share their enthusiasm and their belief in the future. And you, Arnie, are the consummate cognitive optimist. You've had the vision to see our potential to become exceptional. And with your creative mindset and with your constant encouragement, our community engages the world as God's partners. Second, remarkable rabbis are always learning. Your years at the Hartman Institute and your dedication to the study of our holy text have rendered you a stellar teacher. You are a rabbi who understands how to bring our sacred text to life. Third, outstanding rabbis give sermons of depth and meaning. I know full well how much time and thought you put into sharing the life-giving words of our tradition. And I will say, fortunately for us, you're also very good at facing the congregation's toughest times. Fourth, in Rabbi Yaffe's words, our best rabbis know that compassion and mental health come before all else. You've been at our side through so many of our countless joys and sorrows, loving and caring for this congregation in ways that sustain all of us. That's a wonderful thing. And finally, the most dedicated rabbis are people of prayer. You're a man who prays with sincerity. I felt this at every Ne'ilah service. Seeing you stand in front of our Torah scrolls, hearing the emotion in your words as you beseech God for compassion on our behalf, this was to hear the plea of a man pouring it out from his heart. These were moments many of us will never forget. On a more personal note, I also want to thank you for your gift of friendship. I love you like a brother. We've shared a lot of memorable experiences together, not the least of which is when we took a Torah scroll over to Belarus. And I am grateful to count you among my closest friends. I'd even say that we really know how to let our hair hang down with one another, but that would be a complete stretch. So before I end, Arnie, I want to ask you to come up, please, and join me. For 33 years, you've been blessing our community, and the time has finally arrived for us to bless you. So in that spirit, I want to ask everyone to please rise as you are able and join with me in bestowing a blessing upon you. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. Ye'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichnecha. May God's light shine upon you, and may God be gracious to you. Say Adonai panav elecha v'sem lecha shalom. May you feel God's presence within you always, and may you find peace. And together we say, Amen.